Jeffrey Katzenberg spent $2 billion proving that a great idea and a terrible thesis aren't the same thing. It's April 2020. A pandemic locks the world indoors. Streaming is booming. Disney Plus just launched. Netflix is printing money. And Quibi, a platform nobody asked for backed by titans of entertainment and tech, goes live with a product so fundamentally broken that it would be dead within 6 months. Not bankrupt. Dead. And I don't hate coincidences. I investigate them. Here's the question that matters. How does a billionaire with decades in Hollywood, backed by another billionaire with decades in tech, burn through $1, $75 billion and fold a company in 182 days? The answer starts with a man who was absolutely certain he understood the future. Spoiler, he didn't. Jeffrey Katzenberg wasn't some nobody. He ran Disney Studios for a decade. He built DreamWorks from the ground up. He'd made billions. So when he looked at mobile phones in 2018, he saw what others missed or thought he did. People watch videos on phones, therefore people will pay for video content designed specifically for phones. Vertical video, bite-sized, short form. It was elegant. It was wrong. He partnered with Meg Whitman, former eBay CEO, Hewlett-Packard executive, someone with real operational chops. Together they raised $1, $75 billion, not millions, billions. From Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, from Goldman Sachs, from Hollywood studios who should have known better. Everyone believed. Everyone was wrong. So what was the actual thesis? Quibi stood for quick bites. 10-minute episodes, mobile first, vertical video, no ads in the free tier. They'd monetize through premium subscriptions at $4.99 or $7.99 a month. Sounds simple. It was catastrophically stupid. They spent hundreds of millions on content, celebrity shows, scripted dramas, reality series, all designed to be watched on a 4-inch screen while you're commuting. Which raises the next problem. Why would anyone subscribe to that when TikTok is free? They didn't have an answer, not a real one. They had marketing. They had Katzenberg's reputation. They had a thesis that sounded good in a boardroom and nowhere else. Launch day arrived in April 2020. The app went live. Adoption numbers looked okay at first. Then reality set in. The content was expensive and forgettable. A drama series about a woman living in a car, a dating show, a horror anthology. None of it justified the price. User retention tanked. People downloaded the app, watched one episode, and never opened it again. The churn rate was brutal. By summer, the math was clear. They were hemorrhaging money with no path to profitability. So what was the exit strategy? There wasn't one. And that's the thing about billion-dollar ventures built on ego. They don't have contingency plans. They have faith. Katzenberg believed. Whitman executed what he believed. The board nodded. And the money kept flowing into a company that was already dead. They just hadn't called it yet. By October 2020, 6 months after launch, Quibi announced it was shutting down. The company would be sold off in pieces. Intellectual property auctioned. Employees laid off. And Katzenberg, he walked away having learned what exactly? That sometimes the smartest people in the room are wrong, that history and reputation don't predict the future, that mobile phones don't automatically mean mobile-first content works. The postmortem was brutal. Tech analysts called it a masterclass in what not to do. Business schools would study it. But here's what actually killed Quibi. It wasn't the pandemic. It wasn't the competition. It was the fundamental disconnect between what Katzenberg thought consumers wanted and what they actually wanted. Consumers didn't want vertical video. They didn't want 10-minute episodes of mediocre content. They didn't want to pay for something that felt like a compromise between a YouTube video and a Netflix series. They wanted one or the other. Quibi was neither. It was expensive to produce and worthless to watch. Katzenberg's mistake was assuming that because he understood the entertainment business and he understood technology, he could predict consumer behavior. He couldn't. Nobody can. But he had $1, $75 billion that said otherwise. And in Silicon Valley, money talks louder than evidence. The real tragedy? Other companies were already solving the short-form video problem. TikTok launched in 2016 and understood mobile first instinctively. YouTube Shorts would follow. Instagram Reels came next. All free, all addictive, all doing what Quibi tried to do, but better and without charging subscription fees. Katzenberg wasn't late to an idea. He was late to a market that had already moved on. And he didn't realize it because he was too busy building what he thought the market should want instead of listening to what it actually wanted. That's not a business problem. That's a psychology problem. So back to the original question. How does a billionaire with decades of success burn through $1? 75 billion in 6 months? Simple. He built something nobody wanted, spent hundreds of millions convincing himself it was brilliant, launched it during a pandemic when people had time to try it, discovered they hated it, and then kept the money flowing out of sheer momentum and pride. It's a story as old as capitalism itself. A person confuses confidence with clairvoyance, capital with certainty, and a good track record with immunity to failure. Katzenberg had built empires. This time he built a mausoleum, and the market didn't care who built it. The lesson's still there if you're paying attention. Ego and capital are a dangerous mix. Reputation doesn't predict results, and sometimes the smartest person in the room is just the one who's had the loudest voice for the longest. Everything else is just noise and loss. Subscribe. Every week there's another billion-dollar bet that didn't pay off, and someone's got to explain why.